Anelle and Jihoon Part 10. Anelle sat across from Jihoon at the breakfast table, a light laugh escaping her lips as Cyan, already full of morning energy, explained the dream he'd had about flying on a whale. Jihoon smiled, but his eyes were only on her, the way she always waited for Cyan to finish talking, even when it took forever. Anelle reached for her tea just as her phone began to ring. She glanced at the screen and froze. Auntie Zola? Jihoon looked up. Everything okay? She answered quickly. Auntie! Zola's voice was full of warmth and urgency. My child, guess where I am? Anelle blinked. Wait, what? I just landed in Seoul. I came to see you. I'm at the airport, standing like a lost goat. Anelle jumped from her seat, a wide smile spreading across her face. You what? Auntie! Jihoon stood, already retching for his car keys. Come on, he said with a grin. Let's go pick her up. At the airport, Anelle ran into Auntie Zola's arms with all the force of the little girl she once was. They hugged so tightly people stopped to smile. My baby girl, Zola said softly, kissing her cheeks. You look even more beautiful in real life than on TV. Jihoon stepped forward and bowed respectfully. Welcome, ma'am. I've heard so much about you. Zola looked him up and down with a wise smile. And you must be the one who made our girl smile again. Jihoon chuckled and offered to carry her small luggage. On the drive home, laughter filled the car. Zola spoke non-stop, asking questions, sharing village news, and calling Jihoon son-in-law before catching herself. Anelle's cheeks flushed, but she didn't correct her. Jihoon just smiled. When they arrived, Jihoon gave Zola a brief tour before heading to work. As he left, he turned back and caught a moment. Anelle helping her aunt with her sweater. Zola laughing in the kitchen like she owned it. He smiled to himself. Now it made sense. That warmth. That quiet strength. Anelle had learned love from somewhere. Later that day, Susan stood at the university gates, holding her registration papers. The campus buzzed around her with fresh energy. Students rushing by, the sound of laughter and announcements echoing across the quad. She had done it. She was officially enrolled. But even as the registrar handed her a student ID and pointed her to orientation, Susan's mind was somewhere else. She sent a quick message. I got in. Everything's done. Can we celebrate? Back at the house, Anelle read the message and smiled. That evening, Susan arrived with a skip in her step and confidence in her tone. You're coming with me, she said, grabbing Anelle's hand. Shopping. My treat. Anelle blinked. Wait, shopping? Susan grinned. You're the girlfriend of Korea's golden boy. You need to look the part. I know you've been busy being all cute and cozy, but come on, let's upgrade the wardrobe. Anelle laughed. Are you saying I dress badly? I'm saying, Susan said, flipping her hair, you dress like someone who doesn't realize they're the main character. Zola had just entered the living room with a folded blanket in her arms. Her smile faded slightly as she listened. Susan turned and nearly dropped her purse. Oh, you're here? Zola's gaze was calm, her voice even softer. Yes, I am. A brief silence passed between them. Anelle noticed it. Susan recovered with a quick smile. It's so lovely to meet you. I didn't know you were visiting. Zola walked closer, laid the blanket over the couch. I came to see my child. To be near her, Susan cleared her throat. Well, I was just about to take her shopping. I want to spoil her a little. She deserves it. Zola turned to Anelle, then gently stepped between the two. My dear, she said, speaking to both of them, thank you for wanting to bless her, but not tonight. Susan's smile froze. Oh, no, I just thought. Zola gently raised a hand. You are a guest here, and I thank God you are safe and well. Tonight she will stay home. Anelle looked torn but respectful. Tomorrow, maybe? Zola smiled and took her niece's hand. Yes, tomorrow. With me. Susan stood, stunned. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. Zola turned with a gracious nod. You're welcome to stay for tea, Susan. Susan shook her head slowly. No, I should go. Anelle walked her to the door. She's not angry, Susan nodded, lips tight. I know. She doesn't have to be. When the door closed behind her, Zola remained by the window, arms folded. She had seen that look before. In church pews, in schoolyards, in family feuds. Not all kindness comes from a clean heart, she whispered softly to herself. Lord, let no weapon formed against my child prosper. And outside, beneath the quiet night sky, the danger kept smiling.